Hi, and welcome back to another live stream on a Saturday morning or evening. Welcome back, everyone. There is quite some people watching, so thank you for coming and visit this channel. Today we're going to tackle again the DX7 and the Dexed. We're gonna compare those patches with each other. Like the previous live stream that I did, this one is part 2. So in this one, I'm going to compare the bank B of the first cartridge from the DX7. So I prepared that also as on the DX7 and the Dexed, as you see. And after that, we will. I also played another part, not the same like in the first live stream, and we will compare those. But before we're going to start, let's feel free to like and subscribe, of course, my channel, and also if you have some comments or just say hello, just leave it in the chat. The reason why I do these videos is to exchange ideas. If there are people with some questions, even I have sometimes questions, so they can help me or I can help you. So why not? That's the reason why we do this live stream. Now we're going to start with the first patch, and also so cartridge number 1, the bank B, and I'm going to set this one is on the Yamaha. So patch number 1, you can do that here on your left side. I'm using Cubase as my DAW. Hi, there is some. Hi, Jungle. Welcome to the chat and also to the live stream. You too. Nice day. So we're going to start with the first one, thank you also. Like that. We're going to start with the first one. Now I'm going to set the Dexed on mute, and only the DX7 is playing now. Also, I programmed a rhythm, so sometimes we're going to compare those also in music, because when you're listening that without music, without song, without something else, then there is sometimes a little bit difference, a tiny but very small difference. When you're doing that with music, I don't think there will be a difference, because they are very, very close, in my opinion, identical. But let me know in the comment what you think. Do you think that it's also similar or identical? Let's start with the first one, and the first one called that's the piano number 4, and we're gonna hear that on the DX7 now. That's the DS7. What do you hear now? Now you hear there is quite a difference, because gonna set the level same high. Dexed, go to the DX7 now. What do you think? Feel free to leave it in the comments, in the chat also. Do you think that it's the same sound? Does it? I'm going to those two, left, right, without. Now I can hardly know which one without, because I'm not watching. No difference. Without a drum, with the drums, so if you ask me my opinion, there is no difference. They are identical. So that was also my first thought when I heard it the first time. The Dexed and the DX7, they are identical. So what do you think? Does the sounds clear? Do you hear the sound very well? Is everything set right? Because I'm hearing with my headphones here. I don't know how the sound sounds on the other side when you're watching the live stream. Next, it's also a piano sound. That's number 5. The next one. Set that also. And let's get started again with the DX7. Well, now without the drums. I'm gonna use also the sustain pedal. As you see, I get my sustain pedal in my hand. When I push that, thank you, Jungle. When I push the pedal, it goes in sustain. A little bit loud, this one. With sustain. Nice. Next one again. Now go with the drums on it. With sustain. That's the DX7, what you hear now. That's a Dexed with sustain. So that was the Dexed and the DX7 with sustain. The same thing. Okay, thanks. The same thing. There is no difference. Yes, there is. It's easy. When you want to load the Dexed patches on the DX7, you must go to cartridge, and then you choose a patch like this. Right click and then send syths cartridge to the DX7. But you must also, before you do that, beware that you there is also a sort of it's enable in default mode. The DX7, you must able that able to receive and send syths on the DX7. You must do that before you can send that to the DX7. When you disable that, then you can send it to the DX7. Just, I think it's in the MIDI patch and the MIDI menu on the DX7. Go to the MIDI menu and then enable, I think, send and receive data from the syths data. So you must open that before you can send some data. It's not so difficult. I did that in one of my videos before. I think half year ago. There are some videos on my channel. We'll go and watch them, where I explain how to receive and send patches from the DX7 to the DX, from the Dexed to the DX7, and also from the DX7 to the Dexed, of course. You can do that both ways. And even not the patches, also, even you can send the whole bank. Because I used also different banks. I have more than, I think, 5 or 6 videos about that, just about DX7 and Dexed banks receive and send to the DX7. Just go and watch that on my channel. You will hear the explanation how do you do that. Not so difficult. Only one thing, you must have a Windows computer, because it doesn't work on the Mac, or you must drive Windows on your Mac PC. Then you can use it also on your Mac. So that was hopefully helpful, Jungle. Now we can go to the next one. Close this one here. Number piano. That the same thing here. Sometimes I'm playing a lot on the DX7, and then for a while I'm playing with my other synths. That depends. I have 2 corners. My right on my side, my left corner are the polyphonic analog synthesizers, and on my right are the digital and also monophonic analog synthesizers. Sometimes I'm playing on the right side, and sometimes on the left, or sometimes all together. That depends on the mood, I think. I don't know. Thank you for the thank you. Next is number 5, piano number 5, and that's on number 3, piano number 5. Going again without the drums and starting again with the Dexed now instead of the DX7. Also, you can use the sustain pedal in this case. Push. The DX7. If you want to do that, there are 2 choices. Or you select your channel from the Dexed to use your sustain pedal or the modulation wheel from the DX7. Sustain pedal, select the channel, then you can use it, or just select your monitoring. When you're selecting your monitoring, it always on. So even if I'm not selected on the channel, I can use my sustain pedal on the DX7 and also the mod wheel and also the sustain and the patch wheel. Also, you can use them all, but don't forget to set on this little mic here, the monitoring, on your Cubase. This one is the Elements 7. It's an older version, but it works like the other ones, the same thing. So going to the next, I know we are. There is something wrong here. That's it, right? Electric piano number 2. It's a very, very famous sound, the electric piano. So you can use that as an effect pedal now. So in my opinion, they are exactly the same sounding. There is no difference. That's the Dexed that is playing now. The DX7. That's the way you can do it also. Next patch, number 4. That's E piano, electric piano number 3. And here, just go to patch number 4. And it's set on my DX7. Start with the DX7 now. This one is a very nice sounding electric piano. It's a sustain. Without drum. The Dexed now. Oh, that's much too loud. Strange, that's very loud, this one. And also more low end. DX7. In this case, there is a difference when you're listening. The volume was different on the Dexed, much louder, and that was also in the previous video. There is a little bit more low end on the Dexed than on the DX7, but that doesn't mean that there is a difference. I think it's different in the settings and not in the synth. As you hear, without the drums, you're gonna hear that. More low end here in the Dexed, less low end, more in the high end. Dexed, less bass, and here much more bass. It's sustain. Also, it's sustain on the deck on the DX7. When you're listening with headphones or speakers, you will hear there is a difference in the high and the low end. The high end is more on the DX7 than on the Dexed, and also a little bit more noise on the DX7. But don't be fooled, because there is also sometimes some patches where there is more noise on the Dexed than on the DX7. So that depends on the settings, I think, and not exactly the synth. Maybe, I think that. But there is a little difference in this case. When you're listening with some drums, then I think it's hardly to notice there is a difference. Let's try it with drums. This one is now the DX7. Dexed now. Less. Even with the drums, I can hear the difference. So there is a difference. DX7. Dexed. Less high end. So there can be a difference between those two synths. So for the plugin and the hardware synth. Next, then E piano number 4, and that's on the 5th patch. And let's get started with the DX7, the 5th patch. Very nice sounding E piano. There's some sustain on it. Only the volume was different here. In my opinion, they are identical. Okay. And do you have some, which one do you prefer? Jungle, the Dexed or the DX7? That's the DX7 now. In this case, on this patch, there is no difference. I don't hear it. But in the previous patch, there was a difference. Yes, that's... There was a difference in the previous patch. In patch number 4, there was a difference, a big one. Now, in this case, this patch is almost identical also. So I think it has to do with the settings instead of the synth, because they are digital programmed. Yes, thank you very much. Nice to know the opinion of those who are listening, because sometimes, yeah, you're listening to something and you think, is it now the same or not? For my opinion, this plugin for free is very interesting, and also in the end of the video, I'm going to explain also what you can do with it if you have it along with your DX7. It gives you more opportunities and also more creative things to do with your sound. Then we have next one, and we are going to the piano fifth. Yes, the fifth. Curious number 6, patch number 6. Starting now with the Dexed instead of the drums off. This one, the piano fifth, is very nice. I love this sound. Very funky, useful also for or jazzy. I hear something. That's the DX7. That's the Dexed. I hear some difference, and not in the sound, but something else. If you're listening very careful, you will hear there is a click on the Dexed. And I think that has to do with the envelope generator of one of the oscillators. You don't have that on the DX7 when you're listening very quick. That's the Dexed in the beginning. Now, DX7, you hear nothing. And also, the Dexed is a little bit cleaner. DX7, there is a little bit of noise, but not so much. Very quiet, noisy, but there is a difference. Dexed, DX7, and now when you added some drums on it, you don't hear difference. Oh, I hear that even then. Yes, much richer than the DX than the Dexed. Excuse me. I'm totally agreed with you. That's the Dexed. DX7. Dexed. DX7. There is a difference, but not big. It's a small difference. Let's go to the next one. So also for those who don't just came in, welcome to the live stream, and also feel free to leave a comment in the chat if you have a question or if you have a remark or something or a request. Just leave it in the chat, and maybe I can help. I will try. That's also the reason why we do this here. What I also want to say, for those, I did that also in my previous video, you can also, yes, I know it's free, and for a free price, it's better than no DX7, and that's also my opinion. And it's more than useful for the DX7. Even if you have a DX7 or MIDI keyboard, you can do more than that, and I will explain that later at the end of this video. Now, to come back to the patches, because when you want to, you can find those patches on a website. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to leave you that in the link. I'm going to leave you the link in the comments, so you can go there, and there you can find all the patches that I'm using here, and also like this. So in the chat, when you're going to that link, you will find all the patches that you can download on your laptop. And then what you're going to do is go to your Dexed, press cartridge, then go to load. And when you're downloading those patches, download them in a file on your laptop. And here I called it the DX7 cartridge 1 and 2. When I double click, there are all the files, the Sysths files for the DX7. So I have also two cartridges, cartridge 1 and cartridge 2, and I have also an A and a B side, B bank and an A bank, and all the four are here. Yes, this, like I see, ROM number 1A, ROM number 2B, ROM number 2A, ROM number 2B. So there are, and ROM number 1B, excuse me. So, and also the Dexed, those who programmed this plugin has also made a bank Dexed, and there are more than that. You have more. In my previous video, I also show you which banks that you can get here on the Dexed, because the Sempress FM you have here, and then you have here the Dexed. The Sempress FM, you have lots of. There are normally more than that, because there is one. You can find more of those banks here. Normally there was another one also. You have the Dexed 01 and the Sempress FM, and each bank has also lots of patches. So you can go there, and also very interesting sounds also. And here you have the link in the chat if you want to have those on your Dexeds. Let's go back to the next one, number 7, and in this case it's a Celeste. How does it sound? Let's hear it. Start again. The typical FM sounds, of course. The DX7. Let's not so loud. Much louder than the DX. Quite a difference in volume. Sound-wise, they are exactly the same. With sustain on it, without sustain. sustain. This one is the Dexed that you hear. That's the DX7. Dexed. DX7 now. Dexed. Almost exactly the same, only the difference in the sound and the volume with some drums on it. The Dexed. DX7. Dexed. DX7. That was the almost no difference when you listen that with when you hear that with the drums. You can hear a difference, but there are quite a difference in the volume, and that's all in this case on this patch. Then we go into the next patch, toy piano. That's patch number 8. Yes. Start with the DX7. Also very close, yes, General. Next, this one is now less louder. Sustain. That's the Dexed, still the Dexed. DX7. Identical, no difference for me. Next is the patch number 9, and that is, in this case, harpish number 2. We had harpish on the other bank. This one is number 2. Let's start with the Dexed, yes. DX7, a little bit louder, so. DX7. Dexed. Just the volume difference. Go to the DX7 again. Now it's sustain also on the DX7 with drums. Dexed. Just the volume is different sometimes. So the same thing, no difference. Almost only the volume is sometimes different, but the rest is the same, identical. Harpish number 3, and the same thing here. That's on patch number 10. Let's start with the Dexed. Very plucked sound, nice. like that. So doing this sustain, going to the I didn't notice the difference. Even with sustain, the same thing. Nice. Identical. No difference. So most of all the patches are identical and no difference in at all. But there are some difference sometimes, and I think it's in the volume, or sometimes a little bit noisier, or the Dexed or the DX7, or sometimes the settings that one is more. I think it's also in the envelope generator that it clicks, or it's less in the low end and more in the high end. But that's, I think it has to do with the settings and not in difference in the sound. We will see next patch number 11, patch number 11, and that's clav number 2. That I think a very percussive sound we will hear. This one I use a lot, certainly for the funk. I love this sound for the funky sound. And with some sustain. Very plucked. No difference. Identical. Without the drum. No difference. No difference at all. So the same sound, the same way. You can hardly, I don't hear a difference. If you can hear it, just let me know in the comment, and feel free to like and subscribe, of course, of those just came in. Also, I had put a link in the chat where you can find all the patches that you can download on your Dexed or on your DX7. And as I said in one of my previous videos, I have also explained how to send your patches from your laptop to your DX7, and also be aware that the Dexed works only on a Windows computer. So if you have a Mac, you cannot work on it, or you must have Windows on your Mac. You can do that also. Drive the Windows on your Mac, so you can use that also. Going to the next patch, number 12, and that calls also clav number 3, I think. Yes. Let's start with the DX7 one out. More sharper, aggressive. Dexed, same, identical. Sustain. Going back to the DX7. With some drums. No difference. No difference at all. Next, very nice sounding clav, those two. I love that plugged sound on the DX7. And but if you have a DX7, it's a very nice instrument to play on it. It has a nice keyboard, and that's also one of the reasons why I bought it. I bought it because I needed a MIDI keyboard, and I had a smaller one. I sold that. So when I bought the DX7 for that, it is better than a MIDI keyboard. There is aftertouch, and there is also velocity sensitive on your keypad. It's not like the modern, but it plays very well and it's very nice. So why not? You have the DX7, you use it as a MIDI keyboard, and you can combine those with other synths. It's a nice instrument to have that in your studio, and the cost of a DX7 is not so expensive. So nice vintage synth that you can have. Next is organ sound. Also the sounds where the FM synths are very great in it. And certainly the DX7 has some fantastic sounding organ sound. So that's number 12, I think, the organ sound. Let's get started with the Dexed without the drums. Yes, I know, it's very funky, very nice. I love that sound. I use that a lot in some of my projects and songs that I create. And always go to that sound again. So I also have some on my channel. Oh, loud. Also very nice organ sounds. Same. For people who play with organs, you can buy a Hammond. They are not always so expensive, but one thing you have to notice that a Hammond has lots of maintains. You must always, it can break, it weighs also a lot. And the DX7 is a very nice synth for that. It's also not so light, the DX7. It's a very heavy synth. But you can do Dexed with a plugin and a keypad, a MIDI keyboard, and you can have also the same sounds that you have on an organ like a Hammond, like this one. I love this sound. It's very... Don't have that problem with the maintains or nothing. Sound identical. A little bit louder for the drums. That's the Dexed that you hear now. The DX7. One thing I can hear in this patch, even with the drums, there is a little bit noise on the DX7 now and not on the Dexed. But sometimes it's otherwise. There is a little bit noise on the Dexed and not on the DX7. So I think it has to do with the settings, of course. Again, we have lots of organ sounds here. Number 3. That's the next one. So that's patch number 14. Yes. DX7. A little bit more of reverb on it, because I like that on a organ sound, more reverb. That's the Dexed. DX7 is a little bit noisier, but sounds better here in this patch. I love the DX7 here. Less brighter here. DX7 more brighter. Dexed clean but not so bright. DX7 now. Dexed. DX7. Dexed. Hardly to notice with the drums on. Without the drum there is a little difference, but not so big. It's a very, very small. So it's a little bit brighter than the Dexed. The DX7 is brighter than the Dexed. Also, before I forgot, there is always a little bit of reverb. Now, for the organs, I put a little bit more of reverb because I like that. But there is always a little bit of reverb on all the sounds and also the chorus. Very important thing. If you have a DX7 or even on a Dexed, use your chorus. If you have a nice chorus, an analog or digital. In this case, I'm using my chorus on my mix table. It's a very nice chorus, this one. Because the DX7 is a mono synth, and when it comes in, it's mono. Turn on the chorus that you have on your mixing table or in a pedal if you have that, and I prefer the stereo chorus that you have then, a stereo sound coming out of the DX7. That sounds much better and much nicer also. So try that out if you have. There are very nice choruses that you can buy, and also nice plugins also, because there are some nice plugins that you can have for chorus. I use my analog chorus from MXR and also a semi-analog digital from Corona, from I think TC Electric. Also not so expensive. The MXR is expensive, but the Corona chorus is not expensive, and it sounds very nice and very well. So let's get to the next organ sound, number 4. That's on patch number 15. Go start with the Dexed again. Nice sounding. Go to the DX7. Sound-wise, identical, but a little bit more of noise, I think, but nothing more. Add some drums. Still on the DX7 now. Going to the Dexed. No difference. But I push. There is more reverb on it. Without reverb, that's without the reverb. But there is a chorus in. With the reverb, a little bit that church sound. Organ without reverb, I don't like it. An organ must have that reverb. Back to the Dexed, to the DX7, excuse me. That's the DX7 now. Without the drums. Dexed, DX7. Again, Dexed now. DX7. In my opinion, they are sounding the same. So next, going to the last organ here. That's organ number 5. That's on patch number 16. We are still in cartridge number 1, bank B, bank A. I did that in part 1 in my previous video. You can find on my channel. Those who just came in, welcome to the channel, and also feel free to like and subscribe. And if you like, just leave a comment in the chat if you have a question, or just say hello. That will be nice. Next, we have here the last organ sound on this cartridge, and we're going to start with the DX7. Dexed. Volume wise, identical. Again, DX7 now. Nice sound. Dexed. Identical. Let's put some drums on it. Dexed, DX7, excuse me. Go back to Dexed. DX7. Sustain. Dexed again. I'm playing with the sustain pedal. DX7. Again, Dexed. Playing with the sustain. That's a Dexed. DX7. Identical. Identical. That was the last organ sound, I think, on this bank. Then there are other organs, but now there are the pipe sounds of the organs. Also, stay with. I'm gonna still have the same amount of reverb on this because those sounds need that reverb to have that very wide sounding sound. Again, go without the drums, starting with the DX7. Number 17, yes. That's a DX7 that you hear now. Going to the Dexed. Dexed. A little bit less louder. Again, DX7. Going back to Dexed. DX7. Dexed, same. DX7. Drums. No difference. Very nice sounding pipe number 2. Going to pipe number 3. Also an organ, of course, but the pipe organs. Started with the DX7. I didn't change that. Strange. So, is there something wrong here? Because I'm now on pipe number 1. That was the first, pipe number 2. Then pipe number 3. Turn off that. Oh, I was still on pipe number 2. That's why. Oh, there is lots of low end. If you have headphones on or speakers, you can hear the low end. And this one, very nice. The DX7. Less louder and less low end here. This one is much more. And also more low end on the Dexed than on the DX7. Less now, more on the DX7. Why? I think also the settings. Drums. DX7. less low end, more in the high end. The Dexed. To be honest, I love more the sound on the Dexed than on the DX. And this patch, it has a little bit more of low end than on the DX7, and that's also why I love more this sound. But I think when you set your DX7, otherwise it can also go as low as the Dexed. It's more to do with the settings, I think. Next, we are going to the pipe number 4, and that's patch number 19 on the DX7. Cartridge 1, bank B. Let's get started with the Dexed. Also, a pipe organ. Go to the DX7. Identical. Identical. Only a little bit more noise on the DX7, and that's normal. When I say that it's normal, there is always a little bit noise on the DX7 sometimes. It's because also it comes from an amplifier that you have that the converter also from digital to analog, then amplified through your cables to my mixing table. It comes out as a jack. Then I set a part between those two from jack to the XLR, and it comes in XLR in my mixing table. So when I turn on the gain, you will always have a little bit of noise with it. That's normal. Then that you don't have that on the Dexed, of course, because it's a digital and it's also in the box. You don't have that. That gives also a little bit its charm, I found. That's also the charms of a vintage synth. And I compare those always with vinyl. When you have vinyl, you have also that little bit of noise in that sound when you're playing that on your turning table. The same thing with, I found, the vintage synth. So let's get to the next, I think the last, no, that was the last one. Calliope, of Calliope. That's the name of the next one. That's number 20. Start with the Dexeds. That's also a flute sound. Go into the DX7. Oh, here more low and more high. Much more. In this patch, the DX7 sounds a little bit more warmer, and also it's a little bit higher in the volume. But I love more the sound on the DX7 than on the Dex. In this patch, let's go to another, and that's the accordion sound. Number 21. Let's hear loud. DX7, less louder. But sounds exactly the same. Next again to Dexed. Back to the DX7 drums. Dexed. Is that now what you hear? DX7 now. That's the DX7. Back to the Dexed. I don't hear a difference, so it's the same. Only the volume, always you must play with that. Next is sitar. It's also a very plugged sound. Start with the DX7, why not? Oh, very. Identical. Identical, so no difference. With this, it's not usable with what I played on the DAW. It's not so usable. So, but they sound identical. Going to the next one. That's guitar number 3, and that's on patch number 23. So start with the DX7 again. Nice one. Sounds very well also when you're listening with headphones. Go to the Dexed. Oh, lots more of low end here. More low end than the other. I'm gonna turn off also the reverb because more low end on the Dexed than on the DX7. But I prefer the DX7 here in this patch. That's guitar number 3 with some drums. Dexed. You can hear that when you're listening with headphones. More low end than on the DX7. Also nice sound. That's also very nice sounding guitar on the DX7 or Dexed. Next, we're going to guitar number 4, and that's on patch number 24. For those who just came in, welcome to the live stream. Feel free to like and subscribe, and also, if you like, just leave a comment in the chat or just say hello. If you have a question, put it in the chat. Maybe I can answer that or can help you also. Otherwise, you can also help me if I have a question. Next, we're going to have the guitar number 4. Start on the Dexed. DX7. With drums on. Next again, DX7. One here. That's the difference. Without the drum, there is a little bit more low end on the DX7 than on the Dexed. So sometimes it's in reverse. That's not always the same thing. Next, we are going to the next guitar. That's number 5, and that's, you can find that on patch number 25 on your DX, on your cartridge number 1, bank B. Start with the Dexed. going to the DX7 now. Oh, less brighter. Sound-wise identical. Nice. That's the Dexed what you hear now. Going to the DX7 now. Back to the Dexed. Identical. There is a very, very small difference, but hardly noticed that when you have the drum. Going to the next one, we have 26, and that will be guitar number 6 also. The last guitar sound on this, in this bank. Start again with, I'm going to start with the DX7 now. Whoa. No sustain usable here. Can do some delay on it if I like. Try. That's a delay, a ping pong delay that I did on it. The DX7. Dexed. Turn off that delay. I don't hear any difference. Now, let's go to the next, and that's that's the lute, and that's on patch number 27, I think, yes. If I'm not wrong, 27, 28. Yes, 27. The lute. Start with the Dexed instead of the DX7. With the sustain, it sounds nice. More low end on the DX7 now. So sometimes it's not always, the DX7 is also can go very low with that. With such sustain. But sound wise, they are same. That's the Dexed that you hear. DX7. Again, Dexed. DX7. Dexed. That's the second or the third patch that I hear where there's a click on the Dexed and you don't have that on the DX7. So that means the DX7 sounds a little bit cleaner. There is a little bit of noise more than on the Dexed, but it sounds cleaner. There's more. I don't like that click sound always on when you have such a plug sound like that, and when it clicks, I'm not so fond of that. But on the DX7 you don't have that. On the Dexed you have that more than on the DX7. So why, I don't know. Then we are going to banjo. That's on patch number 28. We're all going to patch number 32. That is the last one. And then I will explain also interesting when you're using the Dexed. You can use it not only as a one plugin, but can give you another tip if you like. Starting again with the DX7 for the banjo, patch number 28. Go into the Dexed, much louder, but exactly the same. Dexed's DX7. Dexed. DX7. Dexed. Also very nice sounding sound, this one, the banjo. Going to the next one, that's the harp number 1. We have now, I think, 3 harp sounds, 2 harp sounds and then 2 bass sounds. Let's go to the first harp sound, and we're going to start now with the Dexed's. Sustain. No. Strange. That's the banjo. 29, excuse me. Same thing, a little bit noisy, but not so much. Sound-wise, identical. So the Dexed is cleaner than the DX7, but they sound identical. Nice. Going to harp number 2, and also here, harp number 2, that's patch number 13. That's the DX7 that you hear now. Identical. Going to the DX7 now, again. Identical. Dexed. They are two sound identical. There are no difference between those two. That was the harp sounds. Then we are going to end with the 2 bass sounds, bass number 3, and also here 31, bass number 3, and then number 4 also. Does it sounds very nice, and normally the DX7 is very well, can produce very nice bass sounds. But this one, I don't know. That's the Dexed that you hear now. Oh, much louder on the DX7. They sound the same, but I don't like the bass sound. It's not a bass number 3, no. Not so fond of that sound. With some drums, it's nice maybe as a low end. Again. Like that is okay. They sound identical. Then the last one, the last patch. Now we are going to bass number 4. That's on patch number 32. The last patch on the cartridge 1 bank B. And we will start with the Dexed. DX7. There is a difference, but there is a little bit more sustain on the Dexed than on the DX7. But they sound the same. And with the bass, with the drums, nice. So if you stay with me, I'm gonna show you some tricks. A nice fast trick that you can do with the Dexeds and the DX7 if you have those. So that was the patches on the DX7 comparing with the Dexed. My, like I said, my conclusion is they are almost exactly the same. They sound almost exactly the same. The only difference is sometimes in the volume, the low and the high end. Sometimes the Dexed is lower than the DX7, or the DX7 is lower than Dexed. There is a little bit more noise on the DX7. That's normal. I explained that why. So that's not as usual. That's usual. That's normal when you have a vintage synth and it's connected on a mixing table. But otherwise, they are very, very close to each other. So it's a very nice and very good plugin for free. Don't forget that it's a free plugin that you can use when you don't have the DX7. It will replace that with no problems. And it can do more than that. That's because you have also other DX7s in this case. You can have this one is the first one, is the MK, it's Mark 1. You can also choose the DX7 Mark 2. We don't have that on your DX7, of course. There are different DX7 that you can put on your Dexed. But what you also can do is stack DX7 on each other. You can duplicate the Dexed's engines on each other, and you can create very nice, interesting sound, like the low end, which you hear in the last bass here, and then put some clave on it, and you have a very nice, and then some strings or something else on the other one, and you can create some very interesting sounds. I'm gonna try to do that, but what I'm gonna do also is, so I'm gonna have 2 Dexeds and 1 DX7. The DX7 I'm gonna set it in the middle, and the Dexed I'm gonna pan them right and left. You cannot do that on the Dexed itself, because I'm trying to do that, but you must do that in a DAW. In this case, I'm using Cubase for that. So in the DAW, you pan them right and left, so you can have that nice sound. So the bass, I'm gonna let it on the DX7 because it's in the middle. Then I'm gonna pan left and right the other sounds. For this one, I'm gonna make a copy first. I'm gonna duplicate this one like that. First, this one I'm gonna pan it left, and the other one I'm gonna pan that not 60 minus 70, and the other one also plus 70. So they are panned left and right. That's the first thing you can do. Then we're going to choose another, in this case, maybe the clave 1 or 2. And then a guitar on the other one, an organ maybe, or the pipes were very nice also. The harpage, let's try one of the pipes. And when I play now, now we do. So the bass in the middle, then we have here that's a bass. Oh, that's a bass also. Here we're gonna have another. So here it's all the another one. You can set the volume, so you can pan each Dexed. You can set the volume of each one, so you can have a mix. A bit more of, not with the bass, make them cleaner. So what I'm doing now is just using the Dexed and the DX7. You can play on it with a DX7 if you like, and a higher chords. I can play on my keyboard. So that's also a way to use the Dexed with your DX7 to create this sound. You can make it much bigger than that. Now I choose to use the bass for the DX7 because it goes in the middle. Pan those other, make the volume a little bit, adjust the volume, that you have a nice mix, and then you have a very interesting sound that you can use. So that also is a very interesting feature that it has, things that you can do with the DX7 and the Dexed when you're using those together. So for those who just came in, and also for all the for Jungle who who put comments in the chats, for those who just like the video, thank you very much. I'm going to make another video, and I think, but not on the DX7. The next one, it will be, I think, a battle between the mono synths, the ARP, the Moog, and the MS-20. So that's the next video that I want to create, and there are some other ideas that I want to do. I have also received a link of I think it was, must go and watch what he sent to me. And maybe I'm gonna make also a video about that. He sent it to me yesterday. It was a plugin, yes, I think, and it was. We'll see if it was this one here. Yes, it was the. I'm gonna put it in the chat so you can, for the GP8000. Yes, that was the plugin, GP8000. Maybe I'm gonna download that also once, and I'm gonna make a review on it. I never played on the GP, but I can compare that with the EXAP because they are both Rolands, and does they sound close or not? And how I'm going to do it? I'm going to create a patch from nothing, starting from zero. It's just a patch, the same sound and try to replicate that on the GP. So that's also an idea for another video. That's the link for that, for the plugin GP8000, also a free plugin. Why pay for a plugin if you can have them for free? But there are also ups and downs. The free plugins are not always updated. The paid plugins are most of all updated and also works also very well. This one works also nice. So there are pros and cons for each plugin, of course, and that is each individual choice. Which one do you want to use? So for me, that was it for today. Hopefully it was interesting for you and enjoyed the video. Hopefully that you also enjoyed the video. See you next time on another live stream, and take care. Bye.